Titled in homage to David Whyte's poem, Where Many Rivers Meet, within the first few hours of starting this painting, it brought me to a place of unrest, feeling completely lost and unsure. Lost in the way of thick, wet paint that became mud of uncertainty and confusion. The longer I worked over the course of several hours, the more frustrated I became with the experience of disliking it. It's an uncomfortable feeling to not like the painting with which you're involved. And yet, this experience I believe to be an essential part of both life and the practice of painting. Sitting with the discomfort of unresolved is challenging, but the willingness to do so is what stretches our mind and develops resiliency, to be able to overcome adversity and find beauty and meaning. It's a time when we must stick with it and do our best to suspend judgment. This is how we learn to develop trust in ourselves that we will eventually get to the other side. In this case, for me, this process meant letting go, knowing very well that I cannot will a painting to resolution, no matter how determined I am. Some things just need more time to cook. Willing something to resolution, especially a large-scale painting in a single session, is often a self-defeating prophecy. It eventually brings us to our knees, realizing that our impatient, determined urgency to find resolution is sometimes the very thing that is unhelpful and problematic. My urgency and will could not force this painting to become something that it did not want to become, yet. It emerged in its own time, and only after I was willing to let go. Letting go for me meant wiping down the entire canvas after 8 hours of painting, with a cost of pigments that make me sweat. From destruction of wiping this painting down, it suddenly presented me with transitions of tonal grays and residual pigments that set up the most beautiful underpainting to layer upon, and become what is now one of my favorite paintings to date.